Hello, Warhammer Fantasy fans. This is Warhammer with She bringing you a battle report, a 2v2 of Double Empire action versus Skaven and the High Elves. I don't know how the Skaven ever thought it was a good idea to ally with the High Elves, or rather, I don't know how the High Elves ever thought might be a good idea to ally with Skaven, but here it is, and here's the list. So this is the first game of the Guts for Glory tournament, and we had a blast. We were raising money for Crohn's and colitis, and it was up in Edmonton, and it was just a single-day event, just full of hilarious rerolls and lots of good charity giving. So, first round matchup, I pull up Evan and Colin, and my partner is David, and he's rocking High Elves. And so we have 1,200 point list each, and we're going to go through the scenarios. I'm going to go quickly through what I have and what each Empire player has. As you may be already seeing on the screen here, there is 2 steam tanks across the board from us. How do you kill 2 steam tanks with Skaven slaves? I don't know. In my list, I got a Plague Claw Catapult, 2 Warp Lightning Cannons, a block of 39 slaves, another block of 39 slaves, 21 Clan Rats. Inside here, I have my General, BSB, Engineer, and then they have full command. Across from me, we have 5 Knights, 10 Knights, Steam Tank, Cannon, and a block of about 15, 16 swordsmen. Over here, we have another steam tank, another cannon, a unit of, I think these units are halberdiers, and on his other side, we have another cannon, and a unit of 3 demigryphs. David, my ally, has 4 bolt throwers, another unit of 39 slaves, dragon princes, the characters in there, his general. We have a Silver Helm bus, which has his black, shiny wizard mage there. And then we have 10 Reavers. So, the scenario was we weren't allowed to deploy in the middle third of the board. And then it was going to be table quarters for each 6 2x2 square foot of terrain that we capture at the end of the game. So there's a scenario. I had to deploy my slaves over here because there was no room on my side. So they steal first turn, he charges up or marches up quite aggressively, moves the steed tank, this tank's up, his cannons open up fire, and this is where I realize now that I am doing the battle report why my Skaven did so poorly, and why I spent 50 points on a BSB magical banner, and I never used it. I had the Storm Banner, meaning all those war machines would have only shot on a 4+, but hey ho, there it goes. They open up on my cannons, and I think they try to squeeze a few wounds through, but to no avail. They also open up on these Silver Helms with the Ruby Ring of Ruin and a Fireball spell, and manage to delete them. So, right off the bat, before we can move, casualties gone. This is not looking too good. Steam tanks eyeing up that Warp Lightning Cannon there, trying to take shots at it. They manage to kill it. Hilarious, because this is a tournament that allowed for rerolls, $5 a pop would go to the foundation. There was a lot of rerolls, and you could roll as many rerolls as you need, but only one single reroll for a particular test or result. So rolling to wound or rolling to hit, they may roll a 1, and then they would take their reroll and then roll for a better result. Yes, they get more wounds, and then they roll a 1 to inflict of how many wounds. So these war machines of mine should have been dead a lot earlier, or should have been alive. But with the rerolls, they were killed a lot earlier. So there's the top of the turn. My turn, I decided to charge out my engineer, just because I want to get a pretty good shot off at these knights with the Doom Rocket. And if I need him to redirect, I can. And if he's in this unit of slaves, I can't shoot him. That was my thinking. Dragon Knights are like, hey, we're going to come over here and we're going to help take out those knights, because what are we going to do against a couple cannons over there? Silverhelms sheepishly hide behind the building. My slaves reform, and the bolt throwers just open up and get some flank shots down the flank of these knights. So Doom Rocket goes. Ooh, I kill 3, strength 5. That's great, no armor. Then we have some more bolt throwers that go in and shoot. I think we also shot in a lightning cannon, and it went off. And I think we may have shot the Plague Claw Catapult. No, we shot the Plague Claw Catapult at these unit back here, just to clear up some space for my gutter runners to come in and take out these war machines afterwards. After all of our shooting and magic, that unit is gone, and we're feeling pretty good. But we still have a unit of 5 knights, and that's all they need is a unit of 5 knights to come into those slaves and to really wreak some havoc. There we have the bolt throwers opening up. There's the Plague Claw Catapult. Managed to take a wound, but with their cold-blooded leadership with the warrior priest, they stick around. There they are. And we have looks like a warp lightning cannon misfire or falling short on the steam tank. And there we have a look at the top of the board. Let's go to Empire turn 2, where the Demigryphs decide to declare a charge against the Silverhelms. They hold across the river. They're fine, and they make it. I think it was a pretty long charge, maybe like a 10. But the Demigryphs made it in. And now the Silverhelms are not looking like they're going to last too long, but they do have a Killy Lord in there. Oh, excuse me. I think the black guy is their general, and then this is David's spellcaster. So, this is an Idol of Gork, allows them to re-roll one of their charge distance, but they don't need to, and they crash into the slaves, and they angle in such a way that they're probably going to overrun into a Warp Lightning Cannon. There we have a look at the other Empire players. Bunker with his swordsman, with a fire wizard and a BSB in there, and his 2 cannons who are not in the river. Steam tank gives himself a wound. And then we get a flanked shot down the Dragon Princes, which is not going to go well. But managed to take a few more wounds. And the slaves stick around for the first round of combat. Lose a couple from shooting and whatnot. And there's a reroll token being taken up. Plague. This is the Warp Lightning Cannon. They try to shoot it again. Roll a 1 to wound. Get their reroll. D6 wounds. They make it. And they roll the 1 to wound. Hilarious. Insanely courageous of the Silverhelms. They managed to put 2 wounds on the Demigryphs and stick around. That general's going to kill them. And I decide, well, I need to help out with my slaves. Which probably wasn't the best idea, but what else are they going to do? So we have a few wounds. 2 on this one, 1 on the Warp Lightning Cannon, and we have the Knights in combat who go to town and kill that many slaves. Good job. Slaves charge in on our turn 2, bottom of turn 2. General moves over just to make way, just for it to be a bit easier to kill. My gutter runners arrive, and I throw some poison sling shots into both the cannons. Manage to get 2 cannons down to 1 wound, but can't kill them when they arrive. My slaves kind of angle, just so that they could get a flank charge should they hold again. But then again, there's a steam tank that's going to be barreling down right after them. My engineer, since they have nothing to redirect, he's going to march up and try to take maybe this 2 foot by 2 foot piece of their terrain, since nothing else is really in the way. And my clan rats shimmy over just so my poison wind mortar can get better line of sight of things and still remain within 3 inches. So there we have a look at the board of how it's looking on the bottom of turn 2. Plague Claw Catapult again on them, cause a wound. They don't panic. And there's the 1 wound they have left and the 1 wound they have left. Insanely courageous rats. They make it on their base leadership of 5 since they moved the general outside of their leadership. However, they are still sticking around, which is fantastic for me. Silverhelms die, left with the general. Slaves get chewed up, but they managed to put a few wounds through. I think they actually put a wound through the general. I don't think the slaves did anything this round of combat, but you never know. His unit reforms to face my oncoming gutter runners. Same thing with this unit. They hop over the wall and they're top of turn 3, just to give them a little bit of an advantage. And the steam tank moves over here like that into the forest that was on top of this hill here. And then we have the Dragon Princes rallying after being fleed from shooting a cannonball down their flanks and killing like 3 of them, and the mage. And then we have grape shot going off on my gutter runners, and it manages to kill all of them, which was unfortunate. Plague Claw Catapult gets another wound. I think that was also the result of re-rolling that 1 to wound, getting it, d6 wounds, and then rolling 1 wound, making them re-roll a whole bunch this game. If my memory serves me correctly, they rolled $35 worth of re-rolls and that was excluding their 2 free re-rolls they got from the tournament organizer at the beginning. Same situation, grape shot on those night gutter runners. They don't live, but they open up on my warp lightning cannon and they manage to kill it, take it out. Here we are measuring to see if the cannon can actually hit the plague claw catapult if there is a eligible line of sight and an eligible target. They shoot, misfire, and it doesn't blow up, but it can't shoot. We're losing bolt throwers left, right, and center. We have a cannon shot that goes down and kills 2 of them. And this one, I believe, panics. And we took it off, but we realized that it can't panic, so it just turns around. Oh, 2 gutter runners actually survived. That's good. So there we have that bolt thrower being put back on and not shooting this turn. And with all my war machines gone and just, what is this, 21 slaves left, it's not looking too good for the Empire. Well, excuse me, those slaves broke finally in combat and exploded, and I think did more damage to me because that's what happens. And nothing to these Empire Knights. They are completely unscarred, untouched. These slaves go in to the demis who have already been there, and 5 die, and the general is kicking around with 1 wound left. Slaves break, which was hilarious because I think I put a wound on his general, on David's general, and I think it may have killed him. We'll find out if I have a good picture of it. I decided to back up my slaves here because, heck, why not? Move my general a bit further back because I don't want him getting close to that steam tank. Poison Wind Mortar tries to do stuff, can't. Gutter Runners managed to kill that cannon in my turn, which was fantastic, but there's still 10, 11 Empire Halberdiers there. Oh, I didn't kill him. Phew! I would have felt so bad if my slaves, when they broke from combat, killed his general. Demigriffs killed him, and there's 1 Demigriff left. Does the overrun. Dragon Princes into the flank of the steam tank. Here's your chance to redeem yourself, boys. And they flub, and they lose the Dragon Prince, and they run away, and the steam tank, I think they run out right off the board. And then we have the Empire Knights deciding not to charge the slaves because, yeah, we can kill them, but where they really want is all the points for my general, my clan rats, engineers, full command. This is a more juicy target. So they line up on the hill for a nice, easy flank charge down the hill, giving them 1+ to their combat resolution, and the steam tank changes course and starts coming for my general's unit, and my slaves are starting to question their leadership ability of my general. Engineers securing this table corner, and then we have the swordsmen marching out to shoot fireballs and Ruby Ring of Ruin at him as soon as they can. Managed to kill that bolt thrower, which couldn't shoot anymore. The steam tank, I lose a rat, I don't remember quite how, and David loses his last bolt thrower, and he's completely off the table. My gutter runners, I'm shooting at them, not doing too much. I think I'm throwing poison wind mortars at them, trying to kill them, just trying to make them panic, just so I can get something coming off the board. I reform my slaves to get them in a flank charge, and then in a bold move of Skaven treachery and trickery, I march my slaves, or my clan rats, up on the hill so that he doesn't at least get the +1 for charging down. Trying to minimize my losses as best I can. I have my general in the 2nd rank, so he can't be targeted as well with my BSB, because the front rank is filled with command characters and engineer. Which I think I actually had to move my general to the front rank, actually, at that point. We just didn't want to move him. So the knights charge in, and it's inevitable charge. The gutter runners get charged too, and they get wiped out. The question is, how long can they hold? Can they hold? Engineer gets shot with Ruby Ring of Ruin and dies. Or a fireball, poison wind mortar gets shot by the tank. It fails its ward. These guys who killed the gutter runners reform to look like that. Additionally, they were going to be on an angle, but just in case, because Colin is such a forward-thinking player, if they were to move or if they were going to be cause panic, they want to be furthest distance from the board edge as possible. So that's why they're facing like that, and that's very smart. Engineer's gone. I think I issue a challenge with my general just to hope that he won't kill him. Failed and try to minimize my losses, but they stick. around. And so my turn, I charge my slaves in because I need every bit of combat resolution I can get. And there we have it. There's this tank coming over, the demigryph coming over, and the other unit coming over. And there, my friend, is a sneak peek at the next round of the tournament, where I do face a Lizardman player, and that is the Toad. There's going to be some Toad rage on this Clan Rat unit. But that's pretty much the end of the game. I don't kill them. These knights are unbreakable at this point. Slaves just cannot penetrate their armor. He made so many one-up armor saves. It was ridiculous. So we got tabled 20-0. It was a lot of fun, though. David was a great partner to play with. And Evan and Colin are just super mates. So, thanks for watching.